the reason the men are shown more on like media is because they're men, unfortunately. But it's like, we can do whatever the men can do. Sometimes even better.
Hi, I'm Sam Sadhwani, and this is Speaking of Money, a GoTyme Bank podcast. This season, we dive into the beautiful stories behind success, the sacrifices, struggles, and bold moves that make game changers who they are today. And for this episode, we're joined by two standout players from the Philippine women's national football team, goalkeeper Kiara Fontanilla and defender Erma Balacua. Can you tell us about the moment you realized you wanted to play seriously?
At the same time as I was playing football, I did competitive swimming. So I did both sports side by side.
Up until how old were you at this point?
I started swimming when I was 4, then started football when I was 5. Okay. So I did it up until I was about 13, 14. And then I made the decision just to do football by itself because I felt like it would take me a lot farther. And I made the right decision. My mom wanted me to continue swimming. So I did like swimming in high school. But like once I reached college, I like was focused on football only.
Right.
Yeah.
And how about for you, Erma?
I'm not totally a football player. First, I'm track and field player. Then I moved to futsal. Futsal. Okay. Then in my college, I've played football here in the
So
Manila.
you started football at college?
Yes.
Also. Okay.
Yes.
Wow. And for you, Kiki, what did it feel like to decide that you wanted to play here in the Philippines rather than playing in the US?
I just felt like I would have a better opportunity here than the US because with the US, it's a bit political. Because obviously I grew up in the US and I wanted to connect with my dad's roots a bit more because I grew up more on my Latina roots with my mom. So I just felt like this would be a good idea. And just the fact that I not only had one team give me a chance, but 2 teams give me a chance. So with that, I'm like entirely grateful. And like, and I now made the decision to probably live here now. So sorry, US.
Walk us through that move, deciding to just come here and focus on football here. It must have been such a big change for you.
It was a big change for sure. Cause obviously I had to leave like my family back in the US, but I also have family here cause I have family in Baguio, Pangasinan, La Union, like pretty much a little bit of everywhere. And that's like direct family, like blood. But then I also have my teammates like Erma that help me kind of balance the like missing home. But it's like, okay, I'm a home away from home. So I'm completely fine. And now with technology, I could just FaceTime my parents.
True. So Erma, you come from Cagayan Valley.
Yes.
Right? And you made it to the national level. What were the biggest challenges when deciding to play for the national team? What were the obstacles that you faced?
Sa mababang football ko, I think I'm not possible to makasali dito sa national team talaga. So I'm not expected it. I just want to teammate with Ate Haley, the national team. Then I told to myself that I want to be like them. So I push hard for this.
Was there ever a time you doubted this path? Or thought to yourself, maybe I'll just pursue something else?
Nung naging football ako, napupuntahan ko yung mga lugar na hindi ko talaga napupuntahan. Kasi mahal mag-spend ng money to go to travel somewhere.
How about for you,
football.
Kiki?
Oh, I definitely doubted like my path. I'm not going to lie. It's like, if you know my personal life, around my senior year of college in the US, I was in a very toxic environment to the point where like I would cry before every training because I did not want to go. Like I was really close to quitting just football altogether and just, I'm just going to pursue my degree and then go on after that. But actually around that time, I got my first call up for the national team and I was like, okay, let's just try one more time. Let's see what happens. Because it wasn't like an actual call up. It was like a trial for a call up in the States. So I packed up like a suitcase because I was in a different state and I flew back home. And then yeah, now I'm here with the team, and like obviously I look back to that time a lot.
What kept you pushing? For Erma, she was saying that this is the sport that she loves the most, and that's when she's happiest.
For me, what pushes me is like the fact that I was able to bring my dad home, not once, but twice within the last 2 years. So my dad left when he was about 7 years old.
Okay.
And didn't come back for 40 years. So when we were here for AFF, it was his first time home for like in 40 years.
To be a football player, it takes a lot of grit.
Yeah.
You both are nodding. So how would you describe grit? Let's start with Erma.
This PFF league last season, maybe.
Yeah, that was, especially with you and Haley. Like,
A little bit challenging with the Stallion team.
Against the team you were going against.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was like our biggest rival within the league. So it was literally the last 3 games we scored, like we either tied or won the game in the last like 2 minutes of the game. One of them I think was the last play of the game.
Wow.
Yeah, last game.
And it was very, oh my gosh, like the fact that we had to do it 3 times in a row is like, to me, that's grit. And like I've seen, because obviously me as a goalkeeper, there's only one of us on the field. So at those 3 games, Ina Palacios was on the field. So I was on the bench, like yelling, trying to like keep the morale up.
Yeah.
Keep moving.
Because you could tell like my friends are tired, and I wish I could like go out there and like help them. But I think us as what we call like on our team game changers, funny enough, like we also have a job to keep the morale up, keep the energy going. And I think that like really helped like Erma and Haley and everyone else on the field.
Right. So you just motivate each other. Somehow
Yes.
too,
Yeah,
and
for
it's
sure.
really just a family for you guys.
For sure.
MFC, our last game has a one score, and us is a 0.
Okay.
Then we need to score, or we need to win or draw the game. So we motivate each other. Ate Haley told me that you are good football, so you know how to do it. So let's go, let's do this. We can do it.
So you push
that's
through
it. Yeah,
talaga.
It
Hanggang
was-
nanalo na kayo.
Yes, like parang pinupush pa nila kami. So sabi ko, yeah, I can do it. Okay, I can do it for this family, for this Kaya football.
So again, it's like getting motivation from each other.
Yeah,
and find strength from each other.
especially with that game, it was a hard game because we needed to win that game for us to like overcome Stallion, our rival.
So when people say that the women's team are underdogs, what do you have to say to them?
Controversial and non-controversial.
Maybe in the middle.
In the middle. Well, like with me coming from the States, like because I actually like in school did a study between like the US women's team and the men's women's team. It's
Okay.
like women's team has more World Cup wins. People watch the women's team more. The only reason the men are shown more on like media is because they're men, unfortunately. But it's like, we can do whatever the men can do. Sometimes even better. So, and like obviously with me, like,
Amen to that.
and like I have a lot of friends on the men's team. And like we're
Right.
really close to the men's, like with our club. It's one big family. We go to each other's games. And I'm very particularly close to one person. So I always argue with him about stuff. So, but yeah, I think that like we shouldn't be considered underdogs when we're better at some things and within the sport. Especially like if you look at our national teams now, like with the
Right.
Philippines, it's like, I'm not trying to hate because I have friends on the men's team too. It's like, well, we have an appearance at the World Cup. Our ranking is higher. Yes, it might be difficult because it's like the difference in levels, but like that doesn't mean like, oh, all because we're women, that doesn't mean like we're less than.
Right.
Sa akin lang, kailangan lang bigyan nila ng chance because we work so hard for the Philippines also.
Definitely. Interest and recognition, though, in women's football is growing.
Yes.
And that's a good thing. So what's one moment where you felt completely seen, whether by the organization or the fans or...
It was either the first game in World Cup when we played Switzerland, and we heard the national anthem for the first time. All of us were crying. Because it was a very emotional moment because obviously it was our first time in the World Cup and unfortunately we did lose that game, but like that didn't like like stop us from anything. So when we played in New Zealand, I think that was definitely one of the defining moments of our team because World Cup, but we got our first goal thanks to Serena, and then we got our first win thanks to both Serena and Olivia because she made a really good save at the like dying moments of the game.
Right.
So I think like that's where our like the country comes together and like the community comes together. So I think that's definitely like one of the biggest moments.
That's the biggest proud of the Philippines, the World Cup.
I mean, no one sees the struggles that these you athletes go through to get to the World Cup. Everyone just sees the gold medals and the medals.
Yun lang gusto nila makita. Hindi nila alam yung hirap ng mga footballs, kung gaano sila nagtitrain para lang may pakita sa mga kapwa natin Pinoy na kaya namin to, na ipaglalaban namin to for all of us.
That's so nice. Well said. So what else do you think needs to improve in our society to maybe support more and to learn more about women's football here in the Philippines?
Honestly, the easiest thing is just to go to the games, really. Yeah. And it's just not with the women's football, it's with just the football itself in the Philippines, because obviously as like a basketball country, like we're not seen as much. So I think easiest thing is just to come out and watch and learn about the game and support the teams.
Right.
Yeah.
Nakaka-boost siya ng confident.
Yeah, I love for me, like I go to watch the men's games a lot. I work for the men's league as a commentator, and I think it's so cool when you see, especially with the rivalry games. It's so cool, like especially like the first game of the season was like for the men's team was Kaya versus UMAC Aguilas. They used to be Davao Aguilas, so it's always a fight between them. So you have like the Davao or the UMAC Aguilas fans on one side, and then you have the Kaya fans on the other. And it was cool because like a lot of us went to go watch the game, and it was just like a good environment. But it's like you see kids there that are like holding signs for the players, and it's like, oh, see, like we want to grow that more and more.
Training for the SEA Games versus the AFC World Cup, was that any different for you guys?
No,
it's
never different. It's always
the same.
Yeah, it's always like your spot is never safe, even if you're a veteran. Especially now, like you have the younger generation starting to come up, and they're getting called up. Like you have Alex Pino getting called up, and she's only a freshman in college. You have Paige McSwiggan. I think she's a sophomore or junior in college. So we have to be careful. Like we can't just let off the gas.
You're always on your toes.
You always have to be on our toes, and it doesn't matter if it's for World Cup, for AFC, or for SEA Games, because you're fighting for a spot on the team, fighting for an opportunity to represent the flag and the country.
So can you walk us through what a normal training day would look like?
Back four kasi kami tinatawag, back four in defenders.
Okay.
So mahirap mong gampanan yung pagiging defender mo if hindi kayo compact or hindi kayo unite ng
So you really
backline
practice together, all four of you.
Opo.
From what time kaya do you practice?
It's 2 hours lang naman po yun.
2 hours. So 2 hours every day you
every
practice.
day.
Like with us, it's
by
always 2 hours.
Goalie, take how many minutes, then take a minutes, then the
Then
1
we're all
hour
together.
will
Go together.
Yeah, we're
yes
separate
po.
from the group. We're different.
How do you train as a goalie?
We go down to the detail with like just the specifics, just like the basics, because that's something that we always have to continue to be good at and to be consistent with. So then obviously with the integration of diving, high, low, medium, touching the ball over the bar, our distribution needs to be perfect because like, yes, we're helping with, like the field players or ourselves and for not putting the ball in the goal, but we also have to be another player within the field for them. Like our distribution needs to be like on point, because if say we put them in a really bad situation, then it's bad on us.
So no matter what position you play as a team, you just have to be really cohesive and you need to work together.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's talk about that a little. Let's start with how did you first meet each other? How did you meet your teammates?
I met her at a call-up in Manila. It was one of our first camps in Manila that I was attending. and she was there. I don't know if I just knew that she played at FEU.
Yeah.
That's about it. So, and I don't know if we were on the same team when we did the scrimmage.
No.
I don't remember.
We actually don't know.
You don't remember?
I don't remember. It was a while ago. But I just thought she was very quiet.
Yeah.
But she could play. I was like, oh, she's quick.
Yeah.
She's really quick. And she like will throw her body on the line. She doesn't care. And I thought like I said, she's very quiet.
Just always say, hi, Kiki.
Always,
Hi, Kiki.
Hi, Kiki.
Hi, Kiki.
She is like, her and like, hi at the Kiki. And I'm like, no.
Just Kiki.
Just
Kiki,
Kiki.
please.
What was your first impression of Kiki?
Oh, God.
Kiki is a little bit. I thought she is like mataray.
She thought you were mataray.
Yeah, you're mataray.
What that mean?
Mataray. What's mataray?
Ano yung mataray?
Like snobby, like snooty.
Oh, thanks.
But she is kind.
And so how did your relationship progress since then?
So I joined Kaya, which is our club now, and I think because she is one of the center defenders, we work together a lot when it comes to like when we do 6v6 or the full-sided game. So I think through that I understand like how she wants to be communicated with, because as a goalkeeper we have to be very communicative, and sometimes I can be a bit harsh, but that's because like my adrenaline's up and like, well, we need to do it, we need to be perfect.
Right.
But I've learned through like my last team in Manila with this team, it's like, okay, it's different. American soccer is very like harsh,
Right.
Here it's like a little bit more soft spoken.
Right.
And I have to.
We are Filipinos, so we are more soft spoken.
Yeah. So I gotta like, okay. So with Erma, like,
So you learn
I'll
how to.
I'll like tell her like, hey, you have this. Like, I'll yell at her with directional, but when it comes to like constructive stuff, I'll pull her aside, be like, hey, this is what I'm seeing. Let's see if we can work it out.
That's good. So you learn to adjust.
Yeah,
to your
for
teammates.
sure.
Nag-adjust kami every
Yeah.
You as well. You
Yes.
learn to adjust then to all your other teammates.
Opo, kasi iba-iba kami ng environment na pinanggalingan. So, kailangan namin mag-adjust.
Speaking of that, so many of you guys are from different backgrounds.
Yes.
How do you build the cohesion, or how do you learn to adjust to each other? What was the process like?
We have like team building. We have go to Batangas to have a
They just
team
put you all
band.
together.
Yeah,
and
they just put
a team
us
band.
in one cabin
to bond.
to
Yes.
bond, really. And then we did like activities where we like did 2 lines and we like spoke. It was like,
like a open forum.
yeah, like to like learn about each other a bit more, like what, how, when, stuff
Yes,
like
that's
that.
Stuff like para malaman mo kung ano yung gusto niya, ayaw niya, parang ganun.
Then
Para
over time,
maka-adjust kami.
Yeah, like for me, like I would say like obviously she grew up, but she played with a lot of the girls. I'm coming from a different team.
Right.
One of the rival teams actually before they disbanded. So I was very nervous, and I think it was Haley Long who actually was like, we're really happy that you're here. Ina's happy that you're here. So that kind of like made it. I think I've never cried in front of like my teammates, and I think I was sobbing that entire time because it's like, oh my God. And I felt really welcomed, and there's only like very little teams where I felt like that, like where I was like, okay, I'm calm.
And that's so important in a team like yours to feel welcome and to feel at home.
Yeah, for sure.
Then,
Feel comfortable.
Pinaparamdam nila sa amin na we have a family. One family.
I think one person that really surprised me because I was like, what the heck, was Joyce.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when we go to training in the morning, especially, she will go to work for like an hour, and then she'll come to us and then go back to work. And I'm just like, okay, because I'm in school, so it's a bit different. But with her, she's like back forth, and I was like, girl, I do not know how you.
That's really dedication.
Yeah,
and such
I was like,
discipline.
girl, Joyce, you're killing it, man. You're killing it. And she shows up every morning, like very energetic, ready to go.
Wow.
So to me, I'm just like, I want to be like,
props to her.
Then
for sure.
After training, she go to work.
And then she goes to work. She goes back, and she like
Wow.
goes straight back to work.
That must be so tiring.
Yes.
But she must love football a lot.
Yeah.
I'm sure you deal with a lot of high pressure moments.
Yeah.
How do you handle those moments? How do you internalize it?
I sing the ABCs.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I think that's like it's a very weird thing, but I literally sing the ABCs.
And it helps calm you down.
Yeah, really does. I don't know why it does, but like, especially with me being in a lot of high pressure moments, I have to sing it like really fast. I'm like, ABCD, and I'm just like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah, because you don't think about anything else but what you're doing in that moment after that.
For sure.
How about for you?
Second, nagpapa-music ako. Then,
Ano
inhale,
go-to
exhale.
song mo?
Po?
Go-to song?
yung mga pang sayaw lang din kasi mahilig talaga ako sumayaw-sayaw. Yeah.
Oh.
Then, iniisip ko yung sinasabi ng families ko na, kaya mo yan. Yeah. Wag kang titigil. Ganun. Pagsubok lang yan.
Positive affirmation. Yeah. So outside of football, what do you like to do? So she likes to dance. How about you?
Coffee. I like to go to different cafes to work at. And just outside of the football, I do analyst. So I analyze games and take notes and do all that. I'm also in school. So I'm always doing something.
Right.
Because I don't like really being at home a lot. So I'm always out. And like my parents are like, why don't you just stay at home? I'm like, I can't. Like, I'm just like always, there will be days where I'm like really lazy.
Yeah.
Like, yesterday I was really lazy because of the typhoon. So I was like, all right, I'm going to stay home. I don't want to go out. But even then I was like texting my friend. I was like, can you just pick me up? I don't want to like take a grab anywhere. Just pick me up. Let's go hang out.
Football's not a cheap sport. Let's talk about that a little. Can you walk me through a typical month of expenses for you as a pro footballer in the Philippines?
Obviously you have like the daily expenses or like the weekly expense of like groceries. Football, like our cleats are probably the most expensive thing. I luckily enough have a sponsor with gloves. So if I had like a whole box, like looks like a moving box really full of gloves, that I just, I need a new pair. Just pick it out. And I got lucky with that, from Asian Cup. And I think that for me was like, I think the cleats would be the most expensive for sure. Cause you can't get like what I want to say the cheap cleats, but like since we're at it every day, hard every day, we have to get like the higher end
of course
boots to keep it going.
How about for you, Erma?
Same thing. Cleats din po.
Cleats din.
Yun yung kailangan kasi namin.
How often do you change your cleats?
Just once.
As long as it lasts.
As long as it lasts.
Hanggat hindi pa siya nasisira talaga. Kasi I spend, ako lang kasi yung panganay sa amin. So, nagano pa ako ng mga kapatid ko. And then parents ko.
Do your sisters or siblings play football also?
Yes po.
Really?
My two brothers po.
Your two brothers. And they want to go pro as well?
Yes po. Ang bunso ko gusto din daw po maging kagaya ko.
Thanks to ate.
Yes po. Kaya supportive ate.
So what's the support like from PFF, from the clubs, from your sponsors? Does that contribute a lot?
I would say yeah, because without them, we would not be here.
Yeah.
PFF, obviously, they're very intense with their support. They try to support us wherever they can. Sponsors obviously help with the monetary stuff and the gear and everything. So like I mentioned with my glove sponsor, I don't ever have to buy gloves anymore. I don't think I've bought gloves in like the last 3-4 years. So
wow, that's great.
Yeah. So thank you, West Coast. But yeah, no, even then, like working with my sponsors with that, like, and I don't only just have glove sponsors. I have, compression gear, which helps me like recover a lot more quickly. So they've definitely helped me with like my journey from non-pro to pro.
Bawas gastos. Tapos yung mga dapat ipambibili ko lang ng mga cleats ko, nandyan na binibigay na nila. So, nakakatulong siya sa akin para yung iba, maibigay ko na lang sa pamilya ko.
That's so nice.
Kaya,
so, obviously, you're in the PFF. What are your goals in the long run?
Football, obviously, I want to try to play as long as I can, as long as like my mental can take. Non-football, for me, I want to finish school. Like education's a very big part of my life, very important in my life. And then what I do with that after, like I said, I either want to be an analyst or a coach. It's going towards more analyst because I like breaking down the game a lot more. And I give a lot of respect to like the analysts that work with our teams and with the national team. Cause they would always say, yeah, we take 6-7 hours per game. And it's true. Once I started it, it's like, oh my gosh.
Right.
Yeah. So with me, it's analyst, and then long run, maybe open a coffee shop.
How about for you, Erma?
Sa akin naman po, as long as kaya ko pa maglalaro pa ako. Then, sa akin naman, gusto ko siyang maging coach ng football also. And kung hindi man coach, pwede din ako mag-referee. Pero gusto ko yung mga nasa international na ako, gano'n.
Do you coach your brothers now?
Po?
Do you coach your brothers?
Yes po. Nagko-coach din po ako sa Kaya Academy.
Nagko-coach ka din?
Yes po, mga bata. U11 po.
Okay.
Then I want to build a house for my family. Kasi we don't have a own house talaga, house and lot. So, yan yung goal ko sa buhay ko.
That's so nice to hear.
Yeah.
For girls growing up in remote provinces or in non-football communities, because I'm sure hindi masyadong popular yung football sa Cagayan.
Futsal po.
Futsal. What would you tell the girls there so that they believe they can make it as well in football?
I want them to learn na magsipag. Kasi ngayon, halos tamad na yung iba eh. Nagse-cellphone na lang kasi yun na lang yung talagang game na lang, online gaming. So, gusto ko na if may pangarap sila, gawin nila. Parang, hindi lang na sasabihin nila, gusto ko maging ganto, ganyan. So, kailangan nilang maghirap din po.
So, sa sipag talaga?
Yes po. Yun lang po yun. Gusto ko sa nila, sipag and dedication talaga nila. Na magtiyaga. Kasi halos, mga bata dun, pag naka-feel na sila ng pagod, ayaw na nila. So, push lang ng push talaga.
Which is what you did.
Yes,
push lang ng push.
Kaya nga po. Kaya nandito ako ngayon. So, thankful din po ako sa mga taong nagbo-motivate sa akin. Kapag down na ako.
If you were to change one policy in PFF to support women even more, what would it be?
Because yes, we have the sponsorships and everything, which helps. I think if we could increase like monetary value a little bit more. I feel like it's not just like with the women's side, but with the men's side too. Like I feel like there needs to be a little bit more even so we could both thrive and both grow as one country instead of women's team and then men's team. Like, I feel like we're a bit separated when it comes to that. So I think if we...
Just football as a whole.
Yeah.
Yes po. Kung kaya naman nilang tumulong sila dun sa mga provinces po talaga. Kasi may mga players po talaga na gusto ding maging football player, maging national team. So, kulang sa budget, yun po yung hirap nila sa provinces talaga.
And speaking of money, how do you manage your money? How do you invest it? Do you spend it?
Meron na akong plans. Once na meron na yung sahod, parang sahod kasi yung tawag ko sa binibigay nila
yung
sa
allowance.
Yes po. Sa akin, may nakatabi na for savings, may nakatabi na for the family and groceries po.
So savings, family, and groceries.
Yes. Sa mga kailangan ko po.
I pay school out of pocket, so some of it will go to school. When I had my cat, some of it will go to my cat. And then a little bit for myself, and then savings.
Okay.
So I do a budget binder, so I'll have like different like groups. I'm like, okay, some of this will go in there, some of this will go in there, some of this will go in here, and then I'll put the rest of it in like GoTyme or something.
Right.
So it just depending on like what is a necessity, because wants and needs. Unfortunately, you have to give up the wants for the needs.
Right. So both very disciplined with money.
Yes po. Kailangan.
Sometimes. Sometimes. Treat yourself.
Siya kailangan. She sometimes. And last but not least, what's your personal money motto or belief that you live by?
Spend less, you earn na. Talagang ganun kasi ako. Hindi ako masyadong gumagastos para makaipon ako.
The more invested you are, the more money you'll make. And I think you have to be invested in yourself and push yourself to reach your goals. So for me, it's like, I want to finish school. That's one thing for me. Right. With or without soccer, school is definitely going to be the number one thing that's going to get me farther. So like in order to make more money, you have to stay invested in yourself.
It's great that the discipline you guys show on the football field translate to your finances
Yes.
as well.
Yes, sometimes.
Discipline.
Sometimes.
Well, thank you so much. I'm excited to watch more games and to support the
Thank
women's
you.
team.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us here at Speaking of Money. Tune in again next time for more beautiful stories behind the success of Game Changers and the team that helps make it all possible. To never miss an episode, click subscribe and hit that notification bell. See you soon.